people in Florida and New Jersey are fighting for their lives after being infected with botulism toxin poisoning. They were initially worried that they got the disease from Botox injections in a Florida clinic, but now it looks like they were not treated with Botox after all, which is a product name. They were injected, it looks like, with a black market knockoff product. Now, it is unclear whether all of the victims knew what they were getting into, but one of them has been tied to a company that is being investigated for selling the imitation Botox. Now, if you are using or are interested in using Botox to get rid of wrinkles, what do you have to do to make sure that it is safe? We're talking with Beverly Hills plastic surgeon Dr. Stephen Varkony. Doctor, good to have you with us today.
Good morning, Martha.
This has obviously become a very popular treatment that people use to treat wrinkles. So there are a lot of folks out there who look at this story and may be very concerned about what they're getting and whether or not they're getting the real thing. Start off by telling us how they should, what can they do to protect themselves?
Well, Botox is a substance that has been used since the 1970s on millions of treatments. It's been shown to be very safe. But it's important that you get your Botox from a reputable doctor, such as a plastic surgeon or a dermatologist. Look for somebody who's board certified. You can contact the American Society of Plastic Surgeons or the American Society of Dermatologists. You want to make sure that you're getting the real material,
right?
Because as in any kind of material on the market, there's a whole bunch of counterfeit products. And there's very little you know about these products, whether they're safe, they're sterile, whether in fact you're even getting the same material.
You know, the more you read about this case of these 4 people, the sort of more complicated it gets. One of them is a doctor who is not allowed to practice medicine anymore, and he supposedly has some ties to an Arizona company that has been pushing this alternative form of Botox, which is cheaper, as I understand it. What do you think happened physically to these people, and why do you think they're in such terrible shape right now as a result of it?
Well, again, I state I don't really know what they got. There were some stories in the press today that they got some intravenous medications. But physically, the symptoms of Botox poisoning are severe eyelid droop, double or blurry vision, slurred speech, dry mouth, difficulty swallowing, muscle weakness. Far down the line, you get difficulty breathing because Botox affects the muscles, and the muscles of respiration can also be affected.
So, I mean, it is an extension of what Botox actually does. It relaxes, it adds something to the muscle receptors that makes those muscles completely relax. So would it be in keeping with that if it were a bad Botox and that it went too far, that these people's entire body would be paralyzed as a result?
I think the question is not a bad Botox, because the company Allergan that makes Botox is very careful in what type of
right. We're not
they put
suggesting
out
that this
there.
is their product, but we're saying some sort of substitute or something cheaper that someone is selling that serves what they say is the same purpose.
Right. You never know what you're getting. And in fact, you're very correct, Martha. What Botox does is it interferes with the nerve transmission from the nerve to the muscle. So it paralyzes the muscle. And generally, it partially paralyzes the muscles that you want paralyzed, those muscles that are involved in frowning and that give you wrinkles on your face because of their overactivity. Here in Beverly Hills, we use Botox all the time, and it's a very safe medication, provided that you use it properly. You get it from a bona fide source, such as Allergan, and you're a board-certified plastic surgeon or dermatologist.
But some people say that's why so many people, you can't see how their faces are moving or the expression that they're making. Just real quickly, just about 20 seconds, are there any new alternatives that you think are good that don't include this kind of botulinum, poison toxin as part of the process?
Well, I think poison toxin is a very relative term. If you give it in the amounts that are prescribed in Botox, it is extremely dilute. You're using billionths of a gram. It's very safe. It has been shown to be safe since the 1970s. In fact, throughout the 1990s, there were only 7 instances of untoward reactions with Botox that were considered serious. And millions of injections have been given from the beginning of the 90s to now.
All right, Doctor, thank you. We certainly hope that these people all pull through and recover from this, and we appreciate your insight.
Thanks. You very much, Martha.